arrived at Rome airport about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I got on at Bristol and nearly made a massive mistake. I couldn't quite get my bag in the sizing container. So I bought a small bag recently that I put inside, and I thought, well, I'll just leave that behind because that'll just make it small enough. And then I decided to change it and leave a towel instead. And I'm so glad that I did. Because I put inside the bag that I had inside my bag that was being measured, this action camera, and some other bits and bobs as well. Probably about £500 worth of stuff. So that would have been thrown away. Divine intervention there, I think. So anyway, I've just lost a towel, which is fine. So that's my first full day in Italy. I'm stopping in a village called, I think it's called Cerveteri, which is about 30 minutes drive from Rome. Apparently this is was supposed to be holiday places, but a lot of the construction stopped. That behind me was meant to be shops. So I'm just stopping here because my mate Nick has got an exhibition in Rome. So I'm going to be in this area for about seven days, something like that. It's by the coast, so it's quite nice, despite all that construction stuff. So I'm going to catch a train today. I've just come to the railway station. There we go. This is the railway station here. Just booked on my app. I just used the trip app, and I think it's about £3, just over £3 one way. Take about 40 minutes. My train's just after 1 o'clock, and they run every. I think there's one at 18 minutes past, and one on the hour. So they run every sort of 40 minutes roughly. I'm going to catch a train to Rome and have a wander around. I've arrived in Roma Termini, which is the last stop. Quite busy on here. Platform 28, so there's obviously a fair few platforms. Just crossing the tram line there. Just left the station. Now heading into the park. Or a park, should I say. Ardini Nicoli Calipari. No idea if that's the way you pronounce it. A little bit windy today. And people are just milling around in the park and relaxing. Nice little park. Sitting on the steps. Chatting, walking around with the camera. Oh no, that's me. You can normally find out when you're coming to the right sort of place where you're going to see something of interest, because there's normally plenty of shops around and people around and police as well. I'm going to head to the Colosseum, I think, and have a look down there. Just walking down there, down one of these typical streets of Rome, which is quite sweet. I have plenty of these souvenir shops that have souvenirs of Rome, obviously the magnets, and there's a bit of a woolly thing going on there. Not far from the Colosseum, so across these steps here. This walkway should say, and I've just found some steps. So we'll see where they take me. Up we go here. Well, okay, someone playing some music. Oh, here we go. Just brought me into a place where they park a load of cars. So that was the Basilica di San Pietro. Don't know if I pronounced that right. So a few things in there. I think there was a tomb of one of the old popes. And few things, but there's quite a lot of construction work going on. But it was free to get in. That's a bonus. Behind me, I think, is the University of Rome. Just had a wander in there. Found some toilets. Quite handy. Find my way to the Colosseum, hadn't I? Still not got there yet. If you ever come to Italy, you need to come and visit. It's very busy. Obviously, you need to keep your wits about you because I'm sure there are pickpockets about, etc. But it's a magnificent building. There's always plenty of police around, so it feels very safe. I've just had a little chat with an African guy who's doing his bracelets, and he knew straight away that I wasn't going to buy one, but we had a chat because he lived in Southampton for a little while. Got a little selfie with him, and he just knew that I wasn't going to buy. But we had a chat, and I think he said his wife used to live there, but now she's in Kenya. He says, come to Kenya, come to Kenya. One day. But nice chap anyway. Obviously with Colosseum you can pay to get in, to go inside. I think you have to book normally. I'm not sure what the cost is, but I think you have to book normally a few days in advance. I think it's very busy. I do believe you're not allowed to take bags in there, but don't quote me on that. If you eat near the Colosseum, it's going to be more expensive. I think when you eat steak or fish or meat, what they do is they do it by the kilogram. They give you a price per kilogram, so don't get caught out, because that can work out quite expensive.
It's like, oh my god, this is actually my price, and this is in case. Yeah.
Loads of people are eating here. Back out into the main street, or one of the main streets. So if you come to the Colosseum and walk down the main drag, there's always plenty to see. Old ruins, old buildings, historic buildings, statues. There's loads of people around here. I've just been speaking to a cop. He's obviously in plain clothes. I could see him and his colleagues were eyeing up a couple of ladies, and I was laughing at him, and he saw me laughing at him. He came over to have a chat. He says, is that your wife? I said, no. And we just had a little bit of a chat. So that's quite funny. But yeah, Colosseum here, you can see the amount of people that are about. It's definitely worth coming to look. You've got to see this. Beautiful day for it as well. Just a bit windy. When I was talking to that police officer, he did say he hates Rome. He doesn't like Rome. He wants to get away. It's weird, isn't it? Wherever you live, quite often you want to get away from, especially if it's a big city. I mean, I I wouldn't want to live in London. And he says he wouldn't want to live in Rome, where he lives. People are getting ready to go home. It's getting really busy. Well, isn't this bit anyway? Find my way back to the train station. Take a train back to Ciabattara de Marina. You want to wave, look. You alright, guys? Come to a place called Lago di Bracciano, which is a lake, and it's about, it's like everywhere I go is 40 minutes north of Rome, doesn't it? But it's about 40 minutes to an hour north of Rome. It's a large lake. This town is called Bracciano. On the top of the hill there is a castle, like an old town. It's really, really nice. It's very windy today. You can probably hear the waves crashing. I'm on the beach and there's no one about. But yeah, you can drive all the way around the lake. There's various little villages and towns and hamlets as you go all the way around. I would guess it's somewhere between 10 and 20 miles to go all the way around the lake. So coming to Bracciano, I'm pretty much in the centre here of the old town, and having a walk up to the castle. I don't think it's open today. Some really nice side streets here. There you go. And there's a castle up there. Very Italian. Very Italian indeed. Let's have a wander down this little street. You'll see what I mean as we walk through. Really old. Come down to sort of the beach area, just down from a village called Ladispoli, which is just south of Chiavari, where I'm staying. Still windy. And they've got like these bench things for sitting, obviously, and it's got a little charger, or some chargers, which are pretty cool. Like that. That's quite impressive, isn't it? Quite handy if you need to charge up. Well, that's the beach. Nobody about. Absolutely nobody. Single surfer just out in the distance there. Windsurfer, should I say. The sand is very black. Well, not black, but it's dark. Black, you call it sort of black sand. So it's obviously volcanic, I presume. Oh, nice little walkway. Oh, the wind's dropped a bit. Fantastic. Or as they say in Italy, fantastico. And there's the Sol windsurfer look. Wow, that's a pretty impressive view though. In a place called Cherry That's how you pronounce it, apparently. It's very quiet. Middle of nowhere. This is the piazza. I presume those are like the central bits for Italy. That's sort of the centre of the town. Have a walk over here. What you'll just see. That literally is in the middle of nowhere. Let's have another walk to the other side of the town, really, or the village, should I say. Little black cat. It's giving me evils, he was. And so this is the other side of the walls. It's sort of like built around the walls. Fantastic view. That there is like the main entrance into the walls. So you come all the way around like that. And the village is all contained within these these walls. All like this. It's fantastic. I'm at Santa Zavera Castle. That's how you pronounce it, I believe. Well, you certainly pronounce castle like castle. Santa Zavera. So this castle is about 40 minutes to an hour from Rome. It's north of Rome on the coast, on the west coast. You obviously have to pay to get into the main entrance there, which is this bit over there. I've watched the sunset. It's pretty impressive when you come onto the beach here. You can see it setting down right into the distance. Still a little bit of a red glow to the cloud. You see there, look. It's pretty cool, isn't it? I'm heading north tomorrow. Well, I say north. Well, it is north. I'm going up the west coast, and I'm going to a place that I can't remember the name of it, but it's just south of Pisa. So I'm going there for 3 nights, and then I'm going to slowly make my way up to Milan. We are at the Cafe El Pozzo. I'm here with Raphael and Nick. Unfortunately, I've been spending nearly a week with these guys. It's been quite hard.
He's serious, man.
Hasn't it, Nick? It's been quite hard.
What, spending a week together?
Yeah.
It always is. Spending an hour together with you is always hard. It's very testing. All part of life's little pleasures.
What do you think, Rafi?
Spend 1 hour with him, for me, it's horrible. Coffee, coffee, cook, coffee, cook, coffee, cook.
That's
All
not
the
true
time.
Not true on the cooking front.
No,
No,
no, never,
not worried about cooking. I told you, I'm not worried about food.
no.
You Italians are obsessed with food. Food and coffee. They're obsessed with food and coffee.
But he eat everything and
No!
yes.
No, no, no,
yes.
no. 3 meals a day. When do you do 3 meals a day in the UK? Goodness me. No, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Okay, I don't cook anymore.
That's why I'm going to find other places on Sunday to, go and discover other bits of Italy. But it's quite a regular stop, this coffee shop here. Quite popular for people. I'm just going to have a wander in there in a minute and show you some cakes, which is Nick's favourite pastime, eating cakes. I think it's about just over 2 kilometre walk to my hotel. So I've now got to go and try and find it. It was about a 3-hour train journey from Chivari to Livorno. Let's have a look at this place. I seem to have doubled up with my bag, look. I don't know, look like some donkey. Anyway, let's find my way. I'm on the 5th floor. I didn't bother taking the lift. Take the stairs, obviously. Need to lose a few pounds. I think I've put a few pounds on since I've been out here. But there's a market going on literally below me. There you go. All the way down the street. You've always got to find a good market, haven't you, when you go somewhere? I do like a wander of a good market. You do get hassled a bit sometimes, but we will see whether we get hassled here. Usual thing for sale, bags and shoes and all the rest of it. I think this is like the sort of main stretch into Livorno. Got shops off to the side, restaurants, and a little bit of entertainment. Pleasant. It's a little bit windy again today. I've come out of the market, or down the road from out of the market, should I say. And obviously a bit of a port or the various boats and ships, etc. I don't know if there's some cruise lines here as well. When I first booked to come to Italy, I never planned where exactly I was going to go after I left the area of Rome. Basically all I did was look at the rail line, see where it went to, and this place Livorno sort of came up as being near Pisa, because I was going to go to Florence, but that looked a bit expensive. Then I thought about, oh, let's go to Pisa, but again, there's obviously the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which I'll probably go and see. But I thought, well, let me try this place that's just south of there called Livorno. And it's always away. I always think, I'm glad I made that choice, because this place is fantastic. Well, that's a good thing when you travel. If you don't plan too much, you never know what you're going to get. And that's always part of the surprise, isn't it? Just go with the flow. Try not to get knocked over by the cars that are reversing. And go somewhere where you've probably not heard of. We've all heard of Rome, we've all heard of Florence and Milan and Pisa and places like that, but Livorno? No? Cerveteri? No? I think that's part of the charm, really. I'm just trying to get closer. I don't know if I can get closer. I seem to be in some sort of barren land. Well, I've just had a wander up here. I'm right next to the ship. Hello. So I just have a wander here. Hopefully I don't get knocked down by this bus. No one's stopped me from security. I just have a wander by the big ship. But it's magnificent, isn't it? Sorry about the wind. Ooh. So I've just come off looking at that wonderful ship, and as I was exiting, someone from security came up to me and said, "What are you doing?" pretty much. Asked me how I got on. Did I go on the ship? I just walked past a hut to go on to look at the ship. No one stopped me. There's nothing on there saying no trespassers. It does say don't bring any guns or explosives. Well, I don't have any of them. Well, not this week. And security had a gun. They let the guy that was in front of me just walked onto that area where the ship was, and he walked onto the ship. But obviously, apparently I shouldn't have been on there. Oh well. I did stop and explain to him that I was just doing a little bit of video, and I showed him the video to put his fears at bay. And like he said to me, he says it's their fault for not checking. So they've now put a big barrier down. The adventures of Blithe in Italy. So I've come to the sign of Livorno. There we go. And you can see behind it is the old fort. Which is based on the water there, or surrounded by the water. It's obviously a bit of a fishing town as well. You've had the fishing boats down there. Couldn't see any catches that they got, but obviously that's what they're doing. And yeah, don't know whether you can get access to the fort. Oh, we've got a little sign here. Fortezza Vecchia, I presume. There we go. Got people following me. I don't know if they think I know the right way, but signposting is a bit slim. Oh, looks like I might have struck lucky. Oh, this is more of a cafe. It's a bit bizarre. I think because there's nobody about, and it's quite open, and there's random chairs about, which have obviously been blown about. What have we got down there? Oh. Now that is cool. Oh, this is more like it. But there's nobody about. This is very, very cool indeed. There's the water. Just beyond these gates. It's all a bit spooky. Some old boat. Well, that looks like a cat bed. It's a little bit, it's like, I don't know. It's not that well looked after. Well, I know it's an old fort, but mind you, at least it's free to get in. Shouldn't complain, should I? It's quite relaxing wandering around here actually, but I've come up as high as I can get with the fort itself. There's the tower. You can't actually go up there. So where I'm as high as you can get, but you can see the port, so it's obviously quite a busy port then. Here's the edge of the walls of the fort. Loads of motorhomes and caravans waiting to get on a ferry. And over the other side of here, you can just about see the town.
Scivola, scivola, come la pioggia scivola, come un bambino rotola, sai farlo, pure tu.
Come back into the main part of Livorno. The nice thing about this town is it has these little waterways that go through the town. Obviously it's a port, and they call it like, some of these waterways are a little like Little Venice, or it's been described as that. So you can see water tunnels there, which head all the way over. There you go, and they go off in the distance as well.
Socchiudi gli occhi e immagina il sole che tramonta già, il mare d'una vela che
I decided to stop for a bit of rest, and Americano and a bit of a cake. There we go. Stopped in the square. That cost me €2.90, which is not bad actually. I was expecting to be more than that. Obviously it will be a little bit more than that in the UK. In the square, watching the world and the traffic go by. Definitely time to put one's feet up. Little residential area, just off the beaten track a little bit. You wouldn't want your pegs to pack up, would you? It's very windy, your washing's going everywhere. Fortezza Nuova. I presume that's how you pronounce it. There you go. 1590 to 1605. So it's free to get in here. Obviously some areas are closed off though. I didn't need to use the loo, and it cost me €1. Brings a new meaning to spend a penny, spend €1. You know how tight I am. I don't like paying for parking, and I don't like paying for a wee. It's not a great deal up here, just some trees and a bit of a walk round. You do get a good 360 view though of the city, of the town. I haven't decided what it is, a town or a city yet, have I? So yesterday I went, sort of headed north to the part of Livorno, and now I'm heading sort of south part of Livorno, walking that is, just to see, sort of walk along the coast a bit. I've just come through the shopping bit. You've got a Primark in Livorno, its very own Primark. It's there. It has some security like most shops do nowadays. But the security on the way out, just minding us across the road here, security on the way out, guy's armed. I presume private security out here are allowed to be armed in some circumstances, but it seems a bit, I don't know, crazy, isn't it? Armed guard security for Primark. I do worry about this world sometimes. Anyway, onward and upward. I'm going to carry on walking this little coastal path, see where I end up. This place here is the research centre for marine robotics, apparently.
Prendila e stringila, è un'emozione candida. Socchiudi gli occhi e immagina il sole che tramonta già.
Oh, that's just quite
Il
pleasant.
mare d'una vela
That's
che è già gonfiata. Lascia che evapori, sei un'emozione frigida.
Nice and peaceful here.
La sigaretta spegnila e riporta gli occhi in su. Dalla finestra, come un pittore sogna, come un tenore cantala, quella ballata lirica che parla di un bambino
That was a good
che
spot today, I
non
think.
vuol giocare.
Should put some sun cream on there. And you can just about see the mountains in the distance over by the port there. You might not be able to see them on this camera. Got another ferry coming out. Container ship coming in. They don't seem very far apart. I definitely prefer this side of Livorno. Turning left out of my hotel rather than turning right. Coming to where the checkered walkway is. Feels more relaxing here. Definitely more relaxing. I've obviously come to the posher end, shall we say, of Livorno. Those houses significantly more upmarket than a lot of places I've gone past. But this walkway here is right next to military base. I don't know if it's any form of headquarters or anything like that, but it's a military base anyway. Plenty of security around it, cameras. So we've got a bit of a beach vibe going on here. It's loosely a beach. Should have brought me budgie smugglers, shouldn't I? I've had to go for an ice cream. It's the first one I've had out since I've been in Italy. I've gone for pistachio. I convinced myself that because it's pistachio and it's got nuts in it, it's going to be healthy. It's very nice. Well, I pretty much walked the length of Livorno. Seems to be running out of road. Got the hills there and obviously the rural landscape in the foreground. Oh, found a nice little spot just on the outskirts of Livorno. Is the Livorno golf course, and there's a little walkway that runs beside it, beside a set of water, and there's nobody here. I can hear children. I presume there's a school over that way. But yeah, I thought I'd just lay on this stone bench for a little while. It's nice and cool. And just have 2 minutes rest. There's my point of view. No clouds, no wind. I didn't relax for too long. Mozzie's trying to feed on me. Fed on me enough this week. When I left the apartment in Rome, or in Cevateri, I think there was a mosquito there. I was going to starve this week because he was feeding on me a good one. I was heading back to my hotel and I stopped off at a graveyard of all places, but something quite soothing about it. A lot of the graves, they got pictures of their loved ones on, which is really nice. Some are buried in the wall, some are buried underground. What a really nice idea to put the images on. Makes you realise how precious life is, doesn't it? I've just stopped off for a bit naughty. I've had a Beck's. Don't drink very often at all, so it's a little treat. Stopped off at a little bar, cafe, on the corner of a street. I'm on a street called Borgo dei Cappuccini, I think it's pronounced, and it's quite a quaint little street because you've got metal shutters for various places, and a lot of them have got artwork on them, which is pretty cool, but it sort of makes the street look a bit more interesting, shall we say. I'm on a little crossroads here, so it's quite nice to sort of sit here and watch the world go by. They've all got numbers like this. This is number 19. I don't know if this has got a picture on the border or not. But That seems to have some sort of theme. Yeah, so there's a few more up here, look. There you go, there's another one. Hello. Interesting, got all sorts. You've got people that I would know, and I presume these are people related to Italy. I think that might be it. So I've arrived at Pisa. Just took a quick train from Livorno to Pisa, so I'm going to stop here for a little while. Station there. Got the army guys behind me, and I think it's about a mile's walk to Tower of Pisa. I'll have a look what's on the way as well. And I'm all bagged up. Walking like a donkey. It's a pretty cool place this is. Right next to the river. Don't know what your Italian's like. Hopefully it's better than mine. Just walked past a few restaurants and it all opens up a little bit. It's quite surreal looking at this building actually. I know you're all dying to see it. There's loads of people here. Taking selfies and all the rest of it. Yeah, a lot of visitors are here. A lot of visitors. Horses and carts, obviously. Cabineri. Restaurants. Nice looking area. And there it is. Whoa! A Leaning Tower of Pisa. Now apparently you can obviously go up, get a ticket to walk around. I'm not going to do that because I haven't really got time. But I'm glad I came to have a look, definitely. There's always lots of scaffolding going on at some of these historic places. Must be a constant. Keeping things up to date, the upkeep and all the rest of it.
Prendila e stringila, è un'emozione candida. Socchiudi gli occhi e immagina il sole che tramonta già, il mare d'una vela che io già gonfiati blu.
I think this side of the river, from my limited experience of Pisa, in terms of where the Leaning Tower of Pisa is, because it's the other side of the river compared to where the railway station is, has a nice little feel to it. Feels very Italian, Going down these streets here, restaurants down the side and shops and people milling about, and nice old buildings. It always feels to me like the shops don't open that early though. I presume most of the trade in terms of food and shops is from sort of later in the morning through to sort of early evening time. Yeah, it's nice little side streets, look. I like that sort of feeling with the bikes and all the rest of it.
Bagnone. Vi raccomandiamo prudenza nella discesa dal treno.
I've arrived at Piacenza, which is just south of Milan. I've only been here about an hour, booked into my room. It's got a really nice feel to it actually, quite a relaxed feel. I've just gone for a walk out and there's a nice little walkway that it seems everyone is making use of. Bugger, I've just been bitten again by a bloody mozzie. It's followed me. It's followed me from that other place. So I'm just going to, I've just got 2 nights here. Tonight obviously and tomorrow. And I'm off to Milan for just 1 night. I've come into the square. There's quite a few police about, I don't know why, but it's very nice in the square. And there's someone I'm going to chat on something. Oh. That's obviously why the police are probably about then. Well, it's very peaceful, which is a good thing. Looks like they're finished. For a walk today, and I've just been into the superstore at Conad Superstore, I presume is how you pronounce it, and got my bag with me, and I was in there just doing a little bit of shopping. I want to get some fruit and what have you, some snacks. Next thing I know, this Italian guy speaking to me, obviously works in the store, says about my bag. Takes me over to sort of customer service saying, can I leave my bag sort of in this area? And I said, no, not really, because I've got all my cameras in there. There's a lot of, you know, expensive equipment in there. And he says, oh, okay, that's fine. Obviously I look pretty dodgy. I think probably what happened was I stopped and I've got my zips aren't working on my trousers, so put my phone and my money in my bag, and I was opening my bag up. I then put my baseball cap on because it's starting to get sunny outside. I suppose it probably looked a bit dodgy, or I looked dodgy. I was half expecting me to get stopped on the way out for shoplifting or something like that. I didn't, because I haven't. But yeah, clearly I'm a bit of a dodgy looking character. Don't know whether you'd agree with that or not. When you wander around Italy, there are loads and loads of churches sort of dotted around, a bit like in the UK really. But the artwork that is inside these places is phenomenal. It really is phenomenal. It's so, I don't know, it's quite mesmerising to sort of look at it. I mean, I'm not religious at all, but I go inside the churches and I feel relaxed and it's very peaceful. Just been inside this one here and there's nobody in there. But it's nice to go in, just have a wander around, have a sit down, and just take in the artwork because it is absolutely amazing. That church, we've got the curtains going in. They have confession on the board there, saying when confession is. You've got a little bell you can ring to arrange confession. It's probably not a good idea for me. I might be there all year. 1:30 in the afternoon. I left my room about just after 9. I've been pretty much walking all day since then. Stopped a couple of times, but I must have done about 15,000 steps already. The old legs are getting tired. I think I've walked pretty much most of Piacenza since I've been here. I walked out to the outskirts, should I say. I had a wander around there. Not much to report on the outskirts apart from streets and shops and houses and the usual sort of thing. And I've just wandered back now to where I am here, somewhere near the centre. It's fairly isolated, not many people about. Not sure what that is. Oh, it's a theatre. Don't know what's on the theatre tonight, if anything. Rigoletto. I've just come out for the evening, and obviously the thing to do in the evening is to sit around in the square, have a chat, have an ice cream, have a coffee, just generally chill out. It's a very pleasant evening anyway, so why not? I'm in a place called Lodi, so I've caught the train from Piacenza, so I'm going to be going to Milan, but I thought I'd stop off at Lodi for a few hours just to have a look. So it's halfway between Piacenza and Milan, and I tell you what, as you get more north, it's definitely starting to feel a bit more autumny. Leaves are coming off the trees here on the ground. I've no idea where I'm going, but we'll have a look. Well, this feels like a nice little place. Just been inside the church again. Got a coffee shop just behind me. Again, little narrow streets. Frame is there. Really old frame and stuff. I do like these old narrow streets. And I like the colours. There's always lots of yellows and I'm not sure what colour he would call that. Sort of dusty pink, I suppose. Got a nice feel to this place. Victorio Emmanuel 2. That guy up there, I take it. Parco Isola Carolina. That's the park I'm in. I've not come across that many parks. I've been in Italy. I suppose I've got to been in more in the cities. But this is the nicest one so far anyway. You've just got the sun coming through. Don't know if the camera will pick it up on there, but got some nice light rays coming through there. Got a football pitch there in the back, in the foreground, should I say. There's nobody about in here, is there? But this one's really nice, all the trees. The one thing the Italians do very well though is they have lots of benches around, whether that's in the parks, on walkways, or just dotted around really, which is a good thing. So if you want to relax, you can just have a sit on one of these benches, read a book, enjoy the sun, and just generally chill out. It looks like I've found the main square. Well, this is nice, isn't it? Very nice indeed. I do like these squares. You can kick back, you can relax. Too much choice for restaurants and things. Problem is I can't read the menus. I just go in and point normally at what I want, along with a cafe Americano. Well, I've arrived in Milan. I've got my room. This was the most expensive room of my stay in Italy, and it's the smallest bed as well. There you go. It's clean, but it's very bijou compact. I think this was about £100 for a night. That's why I only stopped one night in Milan. Thought it was going to be expensive. And anyway, I wanted to see different parts of Italy anyway, so it is what it is. Anyway, I'll go out for a walk and have a look at Milan. People are always in more of a rush, aren't they, in a city? A nice park across there. Building that is. Got a dinosaur on the outside. Museum of Natural History. It was €5 to get in this place. And it's pretty good. To start off with, I thought it was just a downstairs bit, but you come upstairs and there's loads and loads of animals. It's fascinating, isn't it? The amount of animals on this planet. It's well worth a visit. Just around the corner, or at the back of that history museum, there's a nice park. Probably the nicest one I've been to so far. Very large. You've got a little bit of a river running through it, or a piece of water. And got this sort of construction thing here. Giuseppe Balzaretti, whoever he is. Got this building right at the end of the park. That's where I'm going to stop next time. Well, you can tell you're in Milan. You can smell the money. You can taste the money. It's all going on with Gucci, you know, and what have you. Plenty of tourists around here though as well. As you can see. It's quite an impressive place. I bet the shop rents are cheap in here. Wow, it's busy in here. Christian Dior, Prada. Tony, Louis Vuitton, Primark. Oh no, I haven't seen Primark, I lied. So here I am in Milan. Just wandered through that really expensive shopping place. Mind you, fantastic architecture. I'm in a square here. I don't know what the square's called, I'll have to look that up. It's obviously very popular, there's people everywhere. And we've got a fantastic building. Look at that. This is the square. The Gucci sign just up there. Bring it round again. Got the police there. If obviously you do come to this square, just by me observing now, there's a couple of scams you need to be aware of, I think, or people trying to get some money out of you. The guys will put some pigeon feed or in your hand.
Hi!
Hello.
Hello!
Obviously I got someone that was crashing then. So yeah, they'll try and put some stuff in your hands. Also they're wandering around with some guys who got photos as well, so they want to see if you can take photos. Here come police back again. I think they were stopping them from giving out feed. I can see them watching now. Well, these guys here. There's the police. Yeah, quite clearly they're not supposed to be doing it, and the police are hanging around to make sure that they don't. just walked aimlessly. Take your life in your hands walking along these walkways, all the bikes and what have you. I have no idea what that is in front of me.
But I did. I went.
So this is the Sforzesco Castle. Something like that. I really need to work on my pronunciations, don't I? Anyway, it's right in the centre of Milan. As you can see, it's quite a wide expanse, this area. It's getting a bit dark now. There's the fountain as you come through the gates.